What's up, world? Summit Fitness coming at you with another video, and we're gonna go over the part 2 of how do you know if you are pretty much a ranked rookie, novice, elite, all that good stuff. So a great question to this as well is our good friend Raheem Charles. And so Raheem is doing some great work right now with It's Showtime Jay. So shouts out to both of you guys in New York City. He asked, when is it a reasonable time to move out of the beginner phase, and what holds people back? So let's preface first and foremost, learn the fundamental exercises and attain proficiency in them. And so your fundamental exercises are going to be the basic patterns. You got your push-ups, you have your squats, you have rows, you have some type of core variation of planks, side planks, cat-cow, dead bug, bird dogs, basic floor exercises, floor movements. And I would also talk maybe getting strong shoulders so that they can hold you up during wall handstands. And so from an untrained to a beginner, that's like going from like level 0 untrained to like level 5 the beginner. You really get great at the fundamentals and some of their variations. So you're gonna also pay attention to the fact that as a beginner, I cannot stress the fact that I think you should work on high reps. As a beginner, work on high reps. Get the movement pattern ingrained so efficiently, so well, that you can start producing high reps. And why do we search for the high reps? The reason we do this is to build connective tissue. And connective tissue is something that is just gonna be part of your existence. It pretty much is just everything that holds you in place, from bones, ligaments, and even your organs, tendons, joints, bones. Think of all that stuff. The joints, the bones, tendons, and ligaments do get very strong with high rep work. That's not to say that when you go into the lower rep ranges that they don't get strong or dense. What I'm saying is take the advantage as a beginner, a novice, to really get good at the patterns and build a very powerful foundation. Because the stronger you get and the more you want to search for more difficulties, you will want to have some very strong bones, muscles, and tendons. And you don't want to end up doing a movement and then you snap something, you know? That being said, focus heavily on your weak points. If your job is a very sedentary lifestyle, counteract and do the reverse of everything that you're doing. If you're sitting, you're gonna have shut down glutes, you're gonna have poor hamstring flexibility, piss poor hips, and very funky shoulders. You're also going to lack awareness of PPT. PPT, your posterior pelvic tilt. Think like Donald Duck butt. And then APT is anterior pelvic tilt. So matter of fact, posterior pelvic tilt, think of Pink Panther. As you advance more and more into your training, that is pretty much going to be the maker of nailing exercises and not nailing them at all. So those are a couple points I really wanted to just cover there. Mobility and flexibility is just huge key makers in progressing. You had asked what holds people back, and really what holds people back is bad mobility, because their joints are just made out of piano wire. Piss poor flexibility, you can't even stretch into full range of motions. Some people are actually like stuck right here and they can't even reach overhead, or they can't get their arms next to their shoulders. So overhead mobility, hip mobility, if you can't squat ass to ankles or ass to grass, as they say, you have a lot of work to do. And bad programming leads to piss poor, horrible, I mean truly shitty structural balance. And excuse my language, but some of the programs that people do out there is just beyond belief. My brother had sent me a program that a coach is doing for a certain team, and it's just, I don't know what people are doing. I really got pissed off there. Focus on the fact of having structural balance, okay? Most beginners want to do a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 pulls, 1 push. The reason why I state that is because the shoulders are already so much forward that doing more pushing is not that it'll cause a superior amount of imbalance, but chances are is you're already living in a very hunched position. It's important to start adding in the reps of rows, possibly some face pulls, maybe going on the floor and doing some Ys or Ts or Ws. I have a great video on that below, and I'll link that. It's a very fantastic drill. And then what else do you need as a beginner or the untrained? You need a serious amount of consistency. Now is not the time to skip workouts. Now, of course, there's life and all these crazy things that happen. I get it. I've been there. But as a beginner, you have something that all of the pros want. Again, and that's the novice gain. The novice gains, the rookie gains is pretty much that anything you do will work, okay? Spin class will work. Picking up a 2-pound kilo pink kettlebell will work, okay? It'll all work. But if you are if you're wasting your time during your novice gains, you're gonna recover faster. You're just gonna get stronger so quickly. All the good things happen as a novice, and as the maximum amount that you can milk that time, that you can squeeze all the juice out of that lemon, and trust me, the juice is worth the squeeze as a novice. You want to stay in the eyes of a good coach, because you can definitely skyrocket your gains. So those are just a couple points there. And then lastly, you'll move out of the beginner phase, like into intermediate, definitely when you can do full-blown pull-ups, whether it's pronated or neutral or supinated, push-up variations, feet elevated, so maybe your feet are on a bench. You can do some pike push-ups where you do push-ups and your head touches the floor. You're kind of shaped like an L. You have access to doing a wall handstand for about a good maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Your mobility is up to par, and shoulder extension is something that nobody ever visits, and that will be with your arms behind you like this. So shoulder extension is critical for handstands, L-sits, bridges, and moreover, skin the cat. Skin the cat or the German hang is going to be your #1 bread making money exercise. And once you get skin the cat, think of skin the cat. If you don't know what that is, imagine yourself hanging on a pull-up bar or gymnastic rings, and you're going to tuck your knees in. So now you kind of look like this, just like a ball. And as you tuck your knees in, you're going to rotate the body almost upside down in this version over here, and then pretty much you're pretty much looking at the floor with your knees tucked in into your chest or your stomach. Now, generally you want to have somebody help you out with this, because this is the first sign of straight arm strength work. Again, straight arm strength, arms completely locked out. And it could be a little scary because it feels like your bones are gonna rip off. But if the skin the cat seems to be just too much to hold, you can easily just do the whole flipping movement and then just drop out of it. Once you look down, let go of the bar or the rings, but make sure that your feet are also close to the floor. Skin the cat, or the German hang as they also call it, it will be your #1 bread making mobility and strength movement. So that is how you know you're definitely getting out of the beginner phase. And moreover, the same methods that you used, so pretty much linear progression. Linear progression would be, you increase the reps the next workout, or maybe you increase the sets or the total volume of work that you're doing. Regardless, once you can no longer continue adding reps in or sets easily, so what you used to do was working, it doesn't work anymore, it's time to move on. And that's why it's very critical to take advantage of the beginner phase, okay? Once you're moving into that intermediate stage, you don't neglect the basics. Keep training the basics. But once you're in intermediate, you're looking at doing maybe some archer push-ups. So one arm is completely straight, one arm is handling the rest of the load. mixed grip chin-ups, supinated and pronated, right? You start playing with the gymnastic rings a lot more. And at this stage in the game, your squats and your ankle mobility should be very healthy, that you are capable of doing things that resemble a pistol squat to some fashion. Likewise, handstands, if you can do a handstand at this point, that's fantastic, great for you. If you're doing handstand push-ups on the wall, that's even good, that's even better as well. You start diving into more strength training material, and your reps won't be as high anymore because the exercises are that much more intense. So when you're doing high reps, such as maybe 10 to 20, 10 to 15, as a beginner or untrained, really solidifying those movements, you know. Pull-ups, we're talking like maybe 10 reps, five reps if you really want to measure that. Once you get 5 reps on pull-ups and chin-ups, you're in a good place. It's time to either add more reps or possibly find the harder variation. You don't have to do the rule of 10 to 15 for every single movement. That doesn't work like that. But 10 to 15 reps is generally a good way of knowing that you have an exercise really solidified, you know? I hope this helped. I hope that you got more questions for me, but the next video, I'll definitely go over my process of, you know, categorizing what level I'm in, so you guys can get a gist of that as well. Summit Fitness, peace and blessings. Thank you so much.